Arctic champion, the leader of the modern Amazons. She won the European Wakesurfing Championships while not even being an athlete because she showed the judges something.
Yeah, like that. So I'm telling the judges, guys, do you want me to do something else? And they were like, nope, you've pretty much done everything.
Hello everyone! Today we are going to bring you a summer vibe. We are on the Black Sea coast! And today we have, far from usual, a unique girl, a champion Tanya, a real energizer. Hi!
Knees forward, relax your body, and stay a little above the board. Don't move your hips, only your knees. Yeah, like that. Up, up, and look at me, as if you're reaching for a glass of Prosecco.
Yeah, that's my girl.
I've got Prosecco for you. Yeah.
Tanya Darguzhayte. You look at her and think, what a cool girl in a boat. And you may not even know that she is a real world champion and also a great DJ, the star of nightclubs and festivals. And she's also a mom. And her life story is just amazing. It shows that you can achieve tremendous success even when you're so laid back. Sounds inspiring? What did you want to be when you were a child?
I practiced dancing, I mean like folk dancing. I started when I was about 5 and I thought I wanted to become a dancer right away.
So you were a dancer and then you suddenly decided to do sports instead? How did that happen?
Well, I wanted to be a professional dancer, but after the course at the dancing studio, you know, I was going to enter a dance college, but thanks a lot to my parents, who took my hand and brought me to Moscow Aviation University and said, come on, you need to enter this university. And that's how I entered the evening department. And there, during my first year, I met a guy who went snowboarding. And so I saw him with some boards. What are they for? Soon he taught me how to snowboard, and snowboarding became all my life. I couldn't think about anything else. I was studying, well, a poor student willing to go to the mountains. What could I do? And I heard on the radio that Adidas was looking for a shop assistant. And I thought, oh, nice, I can be a shop assistant. I worked there, they hired me really quickly for 4 days, made some unreal sales, and they offered me to work in the office. So I became a car service salesperson for Salomon. I was making up different stories so that I could go to the mountains. I mean, I was working just to earn money to go to the mountains. So you go into the mountains and there's so much sun.
So you are going on a business trip?
No, not a business trip. I'm on a sick leave, but the task was not to give myself away. To come back without a suntan. So you cover your whole face when you go snowboarding, otherwise your face turns red. And on one of those trips to the mountains, I met my first husband, and he was already a snowboarding legend at the time, the father of snowboarding. He was from Kamchatka. Together we opened the Heliski Heli Pro company, still exists, and so we went. Big mountains, virgin lands, helicopters, and that was definitely a wonderful time. I'm a happy person because I've seen the world and visited so many countries. It was great. How long? We traveled for 9 years. Each month it was a new place. 1 month in New Zealand, then 1 month in Chile, then something like Austria, or somewhere in Europe at least, then Kamchatka, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Canada, Greenland, Alaska. You know, we even had a tour in Antarctica. We were supposed to enter the Guinness Book of Records for going down those mountains. They were quite high there, 4,000 meters.
Wow.
Yeah, we were supposed to come down in a helicopter, but unfortunately, the weather wasn't great. Of course, it was a wonderful time. I'm a happy person after all. I've seen the world. Those relationships urged me in a way, and I got a chance to be myself, to put myself into action. The breakup wasn't that good. I was left almost with nothing except my suitcases, and I went back to my parents. But what was the first thing that I did? I went to Peru. Pulling yourself together after a breakup, just surfing, there's nothing better to bring you back to reality like waves and the ocean. I packed a suitcase and went to my French friends who lived in a unique place called Mira. The Pacific Ocean is really cold, but there is a warm current there. Whales come into the surface just 1 kilometer away from the shore. It's an awesome place for surfing. Yeah, and everything's so cheap. And I headed to Peru with a stopover in Ecuador. I came to Ecuador, I went to see some volcanoes, and when I was coming back, I just took a regular bus. And suddenly, some muggers entered the bus and started robbing everyone. And I had everything in my bag, all my credit cards, all passports, my driving license, my international driving license, everything in one bag, mobile phones. And they took my bag, and I was left there with nothing, all alone.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere. And I had to get from Ecuador to Peru somehow. So what did I do? Well, they gave me a kind of note written by a policeman who listened to my story, but he didn't speak English and I didn't speak Spanish, so he wrote this note explaining what happened, and I went to a railway station in Ecuador. There was a McDonald's. I showed them the note, and they gave me so much food, a lot of food for free. And I was thinking, right, I'm not hungry anymore, great. Now I had to get to my friends in Peru, and the ticket costs $20. The border guards were extremely compassionate. They felt sorry for me. They stamped this note, and that's it. They were like, just get out of here.
So they just stamped a note.
Yeah, just like that.
Just a note instead of a passport?
Right, just a note. And in Peru, the station master came to me and said, just go. And didn't even stamp the note. So for 6 months, I lived in Peru illegally, and it was fine. I came back from Peru. It was 2010. I remember it well. There was so much smoke. The peat bogs around Moscow were burning. And I couldn't find a job. While I was traveling, I was collecting vinyl around the world. From flea markets. So I had quite a big collection of different genres. Funk, disco, hip-hop. I learned a lot about vinyl, and I had a big collection, but I couldn't find a job. And then my friends gave me some vinyl equipment, some real turntables, that legendary Technics 2110. And one of my friends opened a restaurant above the car wash near the 3rd Ring Road in Moscow. It was called Sesame at the time.
Tell us, it's important to know where this restaurant was located.
Yeah, right above it.
Above the car wash?
Yeah, and upstairs there was a restaurant, so he said, if you have nothing to do, come here, at least I'll give you some food and you will play music. So I brought my turntables and my vinyl, and every day I just practiced for 5 hours. Played and played and played. So I played like that for 5 months, meanwhile trying to find a job.
How did they pay you?
They fed me.
What was the food like?
It was tasty, I must say.
Was it sesame?
Yeah, and sesame too. And finally I found a good job, a good position in sales. I really loved my job. And at the same time, my DJing was also super successful. And famous clubs like Gypsy, Rolling Stone, Simachov, Clava Bar opened at that time. Those were great times. And things were up and running. I turned into a super popular DJ, just like that, in a flash. And at the time, I was the only girl who played mashup using vinyl. I was really popular. Imagine after my office work, I took my DJ's case and it was 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. Friday and Saturday. 3 clubs each night. I was running around.
9 p.m. to 6 a.m.?
Yeah, from 9 to 6 in the morning. On Sunday, I woke up and just fainted. And then at some point, I realized, hell, I'm making much more money with DJing. Since I was snowboarding, I knew all the people involved. They started inviting me to snowboarding festivals. Snowboarding festivals, then wakesurfing festivals, all kinds of extreme sports. I was a star everywhere. I played and I was invited to parties. Yeah. I was crazy about my job. The deputy sales director. I was good at sales and DJing at the same time. It was time to choose. That was a really interesting moment when I had to choose. I mean, life actually helped me make this choice. I met some guys. It was something like 2011, and they bought a wake surf boat, and we were just hanging out. So in autumn, they invited me to Mentawai, and Mentawai is just a surfer's dream. It was a boat trip, perfect waves, so long, smooth and long. Long and short, of course, it was a dream to go on a trip in such a boat and with such people. But sales were going so well, and DJing too. I was making 3 times more than with my office job. Damn, I had to do something, and it's always so scary. Losing a stable salary, that's scary. How can you make up your mind and choose to work on your own? There's a steady job and there's DJing. Now it brings a lot of money, but it's just about believing in yourself. And at that point, I just believed in myself and thought, can't I do this? It will be even better and I'll make even more money.
Did you regret your decision?
No, not even once. I remember it was... Now it seems it was so easy, but actually no, it was hard to decide. But this is what I thought. I can always get an office job, but now is the time to create and work on my own, to try new things and not be afraid. Just go ahead. You can always go back to the office job.
Was there any therapeutic effect from DJing?
Sure, you won't believe it. I used to be a terribly insecure person before. I was standing behind the turntables. It was the technical component for me. Can't make a mistake. I made a mistake. Oh God, I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna hide under the DJ's table, look down. And that was so terrible. That was working on myself. I was afraid to look people in the eyes, and that was... Hell, that's communication. A DJ can be a DJ, just standing there, playing something, and a performer, and I consider myself a performer. They communicate with the audience. That's direct communication with people.
Energy exchange.
Yeah, energy exchange. Only through the eyes, through your confidence. So I was hardening and improving myself. Just looking into people's eyes. And at some point, that was a breakthrough. I was invited to become the leading DJ at the European Championship. This means that I create the atmosphere throughout the whole event, which usually lasts for 2 days. Qualification part and then final competitions. And after that, there is an awesome party where I play. Woohoo!
Привет! Всем привет! Всем участникам соревнований!
So I was playing, laughing, and having fun, and then a friend runs up to me and says, "Here's your number, get on the boat." And I was like, "What boat? Go have a boat ride." And I said, "No." During the competition? No. I was so fierce about that, like, no, I'm not an athlete. I'm just enjoying myself. I'm a DJ, I'm partying. To hell with competitions. Anyway, she just stuffed me into that boat. And there were all those people, you know, the best of them.
The champions.
Yeah, right. I see there's some tension, but for me, it was a thrill. I don't really remember what I did, but I was told I did everything right. I twisted and I jumped. I was just riding, laughing, having fun, and cracking jokes. It was so relaxed. I had a laugh. And so I told the judges, guys, do you want me to do something else? And they were like, nope, you've pretty much done everything. I didn't quite understand what they meant. But turned out I came first and became a European champion. Although I didn't even practice. I didn't know any rules. I had no idea how the moves were called. And others were kind of preparing a set of tricks for this competition.
And for you, it was like when you watch figure skating and they are like 6-0, 6-0 for a free skating program.
Yeah. I just had some fun. I laughed and became a European champion.
I can imagine how your opponents hated you for that.
Yeah, I can just see their faces when they were watching me riding and laughing. Like, what?
That bitch!
That bitch, you're a DJ. What are you doing here? Hold it. Look to the right. To the right. That's it. Put your left hand away. Look at me. Relax. You're doing great.
So you just got rid of nervousness, of this tension, right? And you beat everyone while just having fun.
Actually, yes. Later it all came to me. I found out about the track and the set of tricks, how it all happens. And then my knees started shaking, and I realized what happens to other participants. And then it was hard to go back to just having fun. It's true, when you start having fun again, it will go as planned.
It's actually a good life motto. It can be used in all areas, not only in competitions, right?
Absolutely, it's true, yeah. Touch the wave with your back hand. Yeah, like that. And I started moving forward.
What happened?
I was invited to join the Glide Soul team. They have really cool wetsuits. We went to Europe and to Dubai. We practiced with the greatest coaches in the world. Let go of the fall.
Let go completely!
Then we had 2 seasons of competitions. It was like a new competition each weekend. We went to France, Switzerland, and the USA. It was a world championship.
So you are a European champion and a champion of Russia?
Champion of Russia, the first in the world ranking of 2015, I guess. It's like top seed in tennis.
Top board then.
Yeah, top board. Listen, I want to say you're very talented.
What?
Very talented.
Oh God, was that recorded?
Yes. Good for you.
That's what it means to be a super trainer. How did it feel?
Really? Are you serious? It was cool.
Did you feel like some sort of great satisfaction?
Yeah, I did. I'm so happy that my life turned out like that. I'm grateful for everything that happened in my life.
But especially for this.
Yeah, especially.
Tell us about the toughest moments in your life.
Well, the toughest one was not so long ago when my second husband and I separated. And I can't say that I've already recovered. This process is still going on. I'm on my way to, feeling better.
Tanya, do you believe in love?
Yes, I do believe in love.
Was a lot in your life?
Yeah, there was. The relationships with my second ex-husband. I loved him so much. I thought he was the love of my life, but something went wrong. Yeah, something went wrong. I found out he had been cheating on me. I felt betrayed. For a year, I couldn't understand what was going on. Last year was a really tough and painful year for me. So I had to start over, and of course, it was painful. It's true. I loved him. I loved him so, so much.
And how are you feeling now?
Now it's easier, although I can't say that I'm fully healed and recovered. And my hobbies, My creative activities, they help me break free of this state. I'm always doing something. I try to stay busy. Are you with us, Andrei? Are you with us?
Ты fast.
Get in the ring, come on!
How did Andrei appear in your life?
It's an amazing and magical story. My husband was a cameraman and a photographer, and his dream was to take photos of the Perseid meteor shower. It's in August, in the middle of August. So in 2018, we went to the swamps. No villages around, just nothing. And we sit near the swamp. It was so beautiful, but also so scary. I took some sunflower seeds with me, and I was eating the seeds to get rid of my fears and watching the stars. I was afraid the aliens would come and take us away. Yeah, and we were watching those amazingly beautiful shooting stars for 4 hours straight and making the same wish to have a baby, because for a long time we'd been having some problems with that. So that was on August 13th, and exactly 1 year later, on this same day, Andrei was born. He's our star boy. Ready? Let's go!
Tanya,
Yes?
what would you like to teach Andrei?
You know, I don't want to teach him anything. I just want to show him everything I know, and then he can choose what he wants to do.
And what about personal stuff? I mean personal qualities.
Well, I want him to be really considerate and gentle with women. You've just knocked me out. That's a really strong guy here.
What did Andrei bring into your life? How did he change you?
Well, everything's changed. First of all, my attitude to time changed completely. Now I manage to do so many things on time. I have time for everything. And I also had another baby born. I mean, my easy leaving camps. My son was the inspiration for that.
How did you get the idea for women's camps?
I just felt so good being with girls. I never went on holiday with girls. I just wanted to go and have fun with girls. There's so much energy. Energy exchange, it's awesome. And it was decided so quickly. I gathered a group in 2 days and held the first camp by the nearest lake. And it was so cool. It was the best camp. We called it the weight loss camp.
And one thing led to another.
And one thing led to another.
What camps do you have now?
Mostly Wakesurfing camps. Now we're having the 18th easy living camp in 3 years.
What other camps do you have?
Snowboarding camps in winter.
So it's a 4-season activity.
Yeah, a 4-season activity. I want to move forward. Next we're going to Chile and then next year to Kyrgyzstan. All in all, there's development. They give me energy and I give energy to them, and that's also so rewarding.
It's like a witch's Sabbath.
Yeah, it is a Sabbath.
And maybe that's why your camps involve dressing up? How did you come up with this idea?
I've always loved carnivals, you know, dressing up, then it all disappeared, and I decided that I need to go back to what I enjoy, because that's so cool. Each camp has a new theme. And now we have an Amazons.
Why Amazons? Where is that coming from?
It's actually quite simple. First of all, it's beautiful, it's sexy, You can loosen up. I mean, where else can you dress up as an Amazon? Is there any carnival where you can wear a costume like that? And here, you can do anything you want.
Maybe that's because you're an Amazon yourself.
Yeah, maybe I am. So I used to have a job. I worked as a DJ, I was a coach, I had my camps. But now I really understand that I'm doing everything right. My attitude is like it's not just a job. That's my thing. My thing, that's what I want to do and I love it. And that's really when everything around me started changing. It's not a job, it's creativity. I go and make people happy. I go and have fun. I play my favorite music. And it's the same with training sessions. I go there and I enjoy them so much. And only when I realized that, I started earning real money. Anyway, I realized that you have to enjoy what you do. Don't rush anywhere. Don't hurry. Just feel it in yourself, your woman's energy. Just do what makes you feel good and enjoy it. So many people around. I have friends, but it's good when you just enjoy being on your own. And you don't need anyone. You just feel fine when you're on your own.
What would you recommend to girls who are having a tough time now? Divorces, breakups, some hard love.
If you want to cry, just cry. Cry as much as you want. It still happens to me sometimes. It just comes and I don't know. But then you have a good cry and that's it. Moving on. I'd love to get rid of my anger, hatred, hurt. What else? Jealousy, lack of confidence.
Here, let me share some lack of confidence with you. Here! I really like the idea you once told me about, the 24 hours rule. Can you tell us about it? It's Tanya's principal rule. Please share it with the world.
Well, it actually works, and I recommend it to everyone. If you've thought of something, if you have an idea, you have 24 hours to try and implement it. Make a phone call, go and buy something, arrange a meeting, do something real, you know? Do something. And you have only 24 hours. If you've done nothing during 24 hours, it will remain just an idea.
A dream.
Yeah.
So you need to show the universe that you have serious intentions, right? You have 24 hours to join our channel. And your life will be changed forever.